Namaste to our Indian brand ambassadors. Welcome to yet another edition of Weekly Chat with Engineer Michael OJONGTAMBIA. We are here today for another edition, which will be part number 4 of What is Your Unpassive Excitement? So today we have a very special guest. Like I will always say, I am the little one here. I will give it over to our moderator for tonight who has the say here to introduce him properly. I just know him like my brother. I don't have all the credentials, all the good things to say about him, but our moderator for tonight knows him more than I do. So she will go ahead and introduce him. Then we will dive straight to the topic. What is his unpassive excitement? Wow. Okay. So on the panel for tonight, we have Dr. Patience Ajongwen from New Jersey, United States of America. We have our able moderator for tonight, Mama Debbie McCormick, the queen of the moderating. She is our moderator for tonight. And we have our sister Naka P. Awili, Queen of Togo, right here with me in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and me myself. So with that, I will hand it over now to our able moderator for tonight, Queen Mama Debbie McCormick, for her to introduce our guest. Then we get into our topic. Over to you, Mama Debbie. Thank you and welcome.
Thank you so much, Engineer Mike, for that wonderful introduction to all our panelists. And I've listened to our guest speaker tonight, Brother Leon Holiday, on YouTube in several webinars that she was host. And today I am honored and blessed to be one of those who will have to talk with him. And I know there are a lot of people who know who he is, but there are others who may not know. So, who is Brother Global Ambassador Leon Holiday? That's a very good question, right?
Yes.
He is a wonderful person. He's a father, for those who may not know. I know that you're a father of 3 wonderful boys, and Joshua is your armor, and he tags along with you all the time.
Yes.
Also, Brother Holiday graduated Berea College and worked for a large construction company as a project engineer. Can you imagine? At that time, I will tell you from my personal experience and what I read, there were not many Black people who had those positions, but he was one of those top ones.
Yes.
And it was a blessing. And it's a blessing that we can talk to him today. So he worked on various projects in Orange County, and Orange County is located in Southern California, Los Angeles. I mean, in Southern California. So let me
Yes.
just leave it there.
Yes.
And he worked on various projects there, including Got the Plaza Fashion Island, Newport Beach Marriott, and the Floor Corporation in Irving. He later joined Chevron Oil as a mechanical engineer assistant. In that position, he worked both onshore and offshore oil leases in Southern California. The reason why we're saying this will help you to understand towards the end why it's relevant. In the 80s, he also started to work on what? The water and water waste technology. And again, that's one of those places where he was uniquely a minority. You know what that means in corporate America? You
Yes.
have to be creme de la creme to be up there. And he was one of those at that time. And he did and gave us what nobody would have given us until now. Although he retired in March of 2012 at age 53. He dedicated to helping others and working with them, and he was so excited to be part of the ONPASSIVE family. We may not know how he got there. His inviter was Miss Julie Gwen. That was the person who blessed him. And he's still working in that journey, not only to help himself, but to help those who need help. And there are several of them out there. As much as he was with all those various careers that he did, one unique one that I picked that I thought I should highlight is that he wanted to obtain certification every 6 months. He had a lot of certifications to prove himself so he could move up the ladder. And that's what has helped him to be here in ONPASSIVE and helping a lot of followers so they can move up the ladder in the ONPASSIVE journey with him. No one will be left behind. And Joshua will be there to move you along. So that's a little bit about who our guest speaker today is, Brother Leon Holiday. So without further ado, we're going to welcome him to share with us what his excitement is. We are doing part 3 of this program here with Engineer Mike, our wonderful brother who decides to have all his sisters like the angels hovering over him. We're so honored to have you. So share with us what your excitement is as you are sharing this with us today as part 3.
Mama Debbie, you see how Dr. Pat is just looking at you? She just said part 4, not part 3. She's look at you. Look at her, she's smiling now because it should be a correction, part 4, okay? Thank you.
Oh, thank you. See, thank you so much, Mama, Sister, Dr. Patience. We have so many titles here, and sometimes we overlook some of them. So before I pass it over to our brother, I just say welcome to all our panelists once more. And Brother Leon Holiday, the microphone is yours. We want to hear about your excitement. And again, the rectification is excitement part 4. This beautiful Monday evening, now Labor Day evening, and we're here. This is the spirit of ONPASSIVE, right? No holidays.
Yes.
Dear Brother Leon.
Well, thank you very much for that great introductory. And you've done an excellent job, and I really appreciate it. And I really appreciate being on this panel. And when Michael approached me about being on the panel, I was pretty excited. Like you said, I talked to my son Joshua. He said, "Am I going to be on it too?" I said, "I'm sure you'll stick your head in here every now and then." But no, it's not for you to be on it too. But I'm very excited for being on the panel, and I'm very excited to be able to, have a little platform to talk a little freely about my excitement about ONPASSIVE. You mentioned something as you was doing your introductory about me liking to help people. I've been that way all my life, wanting to help others. And when I mean help others, when you learn, you want to share to people. Some people, they have knowledge, they want to keep it in, but my brain don't allow me to keep my knowledge in because I want to keep sharing it. And part of my excitement is to be able to help my family, and like us all on the panel, our excitement, help our family, our relatives. And when I first got into ONPASSIVE, the first thing I did was my son and then grandson, and then I started talking to members, because the family members always uh, you know, uh, my family members, they look at me as the deep pocket, and they always asking for money, always asking to borrow money, asking. I it's hard. A week, a month goes by to me to borrow money. So when I saw this opportunity, it was a great excitement. And we all know when they say borrow, you're never gonna see it again. And so it's like the excitement. Well, this give us an opportunity to the have a invite family and get family to business and grow their own business and be part of something that they never ever been able to be part of. So a lot of my excitement is sharing with others and family and friends. And the other excitement is meeting people such as yourselves, everybody on the panel and everybody that are listening and watching, and to being able to talk to people around the world, and as well as the excitement of having skills that I can share with people. Like, for instance, when I first joined ONPASSIVE, I thought, it's kind of funny. I remember when I was working at my desk and I knew it was getting close to time for retirement. And I kept saying, I should join the Peace Corps. Oh, I should join the Habitat for Humanity. Oh, I should join. I had all the books. I literally bought all the books. I'm reading on the books where people going to different parts of the world and helping people build water systems, helping people fix their houses or whatever the case. And I kept thinking, that's what I'm going to do when I retire, because I'm going to be bored at home and stuff like that. And so ONPASSIVE came about. It created a whole different kind of excitement. And then with the technology behind it, it's even more excitement because I know now that I can help other people. I can help people other ways. And so this have been a lot of my excitement so far, leading up to the launching of the products and being able to talk to various people like engineer Mike. I've been following him, watching how he's growing in and he has his own show. And, we try to help as much as we can. Like, I'm on the show today. I'm excited being on the show and just seeing all the people that he bringing in. See, Dr. Benny just popped in. See, I know her because I saw her last week speaking. See, so I be watching, but sometimes if I'm not participating, I'm still somewhere watching. I'm watching what's happening around. I'm not that person to jump in and say, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." If you ask me, I'll share, but I'm not that person to want to grab the microphone or want to be out there trying to show people who I am. I'm who I am, and I'm excited about being who I am, and I'm excited about helping others. And you mentioned something when you was doing the introductory. Getting all those certifications wasn't easy, but it wasn't getting those certifications because I was getting those certifications because I had to always show that I was better than the next person so I can get the job. You go on a job and you say, you up against 5 people who are interviewing for a position, and they only have their 1 degree. I have to show I had 3 or 4 had a degree and 3 or 4 certificates to be behind me just to get the same job that they would have automatically gotten, just because they were showing up, in the interview. And then when they didn't pick me, they had to have a reason why they didn't pick me. And so they had to think twice. Sometimes they had to rig the interview so they can try to hire the person they want to hire instead of the person who has all the qualifications. So I've been through all of that many, many times in my career. But being in ONPASSIVE, again, it's not like that. We're all in business together, and we all represent ONPASSIVE. And so right now, I'm just excited, just being here and being as a guest on the panel. And so I'm going to slow down, and I know sometimes you could talk a lot, but I'm going to slow down and see anything else you guys want to ask, and then we can go continue to talk. Yeah.
Wow, that is outstanding. And we are so blessed, Brother Leon, to have you, because when I read about you, I listened to your interviews and I watched your interviews, and I said, oh my goodness, why haven't I heard of him until today? Why has he not been talking to us about all these accomplishments, which will help empower our global ambassadors when the right time comes? And you just came at the right moment, because I heard you talk about Habitat for Humanity. That's President Jimmy Carter.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I think that's
Yes.
one of his goals. And you also talked about Peace Corps. That's my
Yes.
husband's passion. He's started when he was a kid, and that's how we met. And he's never given up till this day. And our
Wow.
children are still planning on following that path, regardless of what they do. They're planning on still joining. They, in high school and college, they worked for um, Habitat for Humanity. So
Yeah.
all of that, why I'm highlighting this is that it's relevant in ONPASSIVE.
Yes.
And your certification is equally relevant in ONPASSIVE. So if we have not realized it, whatever we do in our lives is going to be what is going to be the driving force in our ONPASSIVE journey. And sharing
Yeah.
your excitement with viewers will help re-energize them to look positively into what's coming up in a much more positive way. So
Yeah.
thank you so much. I um, I'm not going to proceed any further. I will say, if anyone on the panel has a question for you, this is the right time to bring it up, and we'll take it from there, because we have Dr. Patience, Sister Naka, and Dr. Benny. So if
Yeah.
anyone is ready to ask,
How you forget
yeah,
about
yeah.
Sister Joyce? Look at her.
Is Sister Joyce is here? Oh,
Joyce
yes,
is
yes,
here.
she's
Yeah,
waving. I'm sorry, I pushed my screen.
she came. She
Yeah,
came before
Sister
Dr.
Joyce
Benny.
Hicks is here. And of course, we all matched because we came from different homes, so we all agreed to dress in white. The last day to dress in white in September.
Yes.
So you see, Brother Leo, I was telling you that Brother Michael decided to, have all the angels
Yes.
over him, and here we are. You're just seeing, you're
Yeah.
seeing. Usually we're about half a dozen of us,
Which
but
is good. You guys keep him straight.
he needs it. He needs it.
Yeah.
So I will say, I'll start by, I'll just call and say, let's start, Sister Joyce. Not for any reason, but you are ready. You go ahead. If you have a question for Brother Leon, please proceed, Sister Joyce. The microphone is yours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Debbie. Hello, everyone, and welcome, Leon.
Yes.
So great to see you today, and just good to be back. I've been following you for a long time, and I'm passive. I've heard you speak, and your credentials, and everything that you stand for. I love it because you're. But I heard you were talking on several webinars on Oh Blessed. You talked about the waters that you were working on water for those that are less fortunate, and I thought that was a beautiful thing because it's something that's so much needed. And so I'm really excited about Passive launching our first product, because now it's going to give us the ability to start to do those things and to build. So when you are going to build those water wells in countries, I know you were going to start in different countries, maybe some of the Africa and different other countries. How does that basically work, and how, I know it's going to benefit everyone, but can you explain to us how it's going to benefit the world
Yes.
in the situation that we're in right now?
Yes. I do a lot of research and studies, and I watch and I look at a lot of videos and film, and I see people, uh, uh, you're in an area, there's water in the ground. And if you can drill a well, you can drill a well with minimum effort. And it doesn't cost a lot of money to drill a well. And once you drill that well, once you sanitize that, put what they call a sanitized seal on that well, now you want to protect that water source. I know I have a lot of knowledge in well drilling, treating water, whether it's the water is you have to get from a river, a creek, a stream. If that's the only source of water you have, I have a lot of ideas and a lot of background and knowledge how to treat that water. And being that we're all now on the same page, and now we can have a resource. Like for instance, I'm going to establish a 503c, which is a nonprofit. My nonprofit is going to be focused on stuff of that nature. Like a lot of times now, there's a lot of nonprofits out there. You give the money, and only 1% goes towards the effort of helping someone. The rest goes towards someone's salary or whatever. We can form our own LLC. We can form our own nonprofit, and we can do. I have the knowledge. Or else I know the people who have the knowledge to do what we need to do, and we can put water systems everywhere where people can have clean water. And as we know, clean water can lead to better health and things of that nature. So those are my goal. I also know how to build. I can build houses. I can tell people how to improve even the houses they have. I know electrical. I can do electrical. I know how to help build systems. Where people can be self-sustainable, because as we see now, we got solar everywhere. Solar panels or windmill can help build windmills or solar, so people don't have electricity, or help people many different ways, because those are the things that I just gained a lot of interest in and did a lot of research over the years and spent in, because see, when I was in the oil industry, I treated brine water that came up with the oil, separated. Before that water hits the ocean or hit the receiving water, it has to be drinking water standard. So if you thinking about water mixed with oil and you treating it to drinking water standard, it's easy to treat surface water or water that's the ground. And then once you get that water and build your wells or your sanitation seal, then you can put reservoirs and tanks. If you got a hilly area, people need pressure, water pressure. I know how to strategically put, water tanks and things like that, as well as using native products to build filters and things of that nature to treat water. So to me, it's like second nature. It's like very easily. I mean, I can walk into any country and find the materials in your own country to build water filters that can treat your water right there. Or where the cheaper materials, a lot of people don't know you can build water filters out of coconut husks, or different things like that, or build a rock filter where you got sand. Everybody got dirt, sand. You can build earthen filters that take out sites of bacteria or any the airborne toxins or water pollutant and things like that. A lot of people don't know that, that you can just water out of a ditch or a trench and put it through a filter and build your own water filter. That's what the earth does. The earth, over hundreds of years, when water passed through, cleans the water and you bring it back out. See, that kind of stuff like that. Not only you can teach other people, it's all exciting about, being, having that knowledge that, you can pass on to someone. And as well as building, construction. I've built several houses over the years. Matter of fact, my son right now, as I tell people, I lived in Orange County, used to live in Orange County, now live in Ventura County, which is north of Los Angeles. I can stand on my son's right now, Miranda, and look at the Fashion Hour Marriott that when I was right out of college that I was a project engineer on. It's the white building all the way to the right. If you guys seen any of my videos, Joshua and I, everywhere we travel, we do videos, and we as brand ambassadors for ONPASSIVE, we represent ONPASSIVE. Everywhere we travel, everywhere we go, we'll stop and do a video. And one of the videos I have out there, I'm standing on my son's Miranda and pointing, and the far right building is one of the building that I helped build, and so things like that, it's a lot of excitement, and that knowledge I can't wait to pass it on or help someone gather that knowledge. Some people, like I said, they make things hard and complicated. Things are not that hard and complicated. And I always mention, government can't solve issues. People got to solve issues, because we one that has the heart, and we the one know where to spread that energy. They have money and they have politics. They don't know anything other than that. But as far as helping people, we have to do that. And especially helping our own people. We have to help our own people, because nobody else, look out, hundreds of years passed by, nobody helping us. We have to help ourselves. And that's where a lot of the excitement when ONPASSIVE starts. Like, for instance, like I was telling you guys, now my family can help themselves instead of always asking me to borrow money, or can you say, I mean, literally, I've had 4 family members want to borrow anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 in the last 4 weeks, literally almost one a week. And you got to pick and choose how you help. I said my auntie needed to be moved from New York City to South Carolina. She can't live by herself anymore, and they needed to move her. So that was more important than someone just want money for something that is, But now I'm trying to teach them basically how to fish, and this is excitement with our business. So and my family, I taught my older son, he's the one that has the house on the Miranda. So he's looking back, he can look at the back bay of Newport, and he's doing really well, because I taught him at a young age how to grow his money, how to make money, how to do all of those things. And then now I have my youngest, which I'm teaching him just like I taught them. And so he's learning about finance, he learned about money, he learned about technology, learning about engineering, how to how to do things. And we can teach by osmosis, just if you have the right person, they're going to always be teaching you something. And you just got to have the ears and be able to listen what they're trying to teach you, or that you can learn. And that's kind of where I am. And that's why I'm very excited. And so, like I said, I don't like to over talk, but I want to shut up a little bit and let everybody else say something.
Thank you. Thank you. Sister Joyce, you know that topic is my heart, right?
Yes.
Wow. Brother Leon, the reason it's my heart is because that is my dream, that everyone and anyone that I know in my life and in my village should have potable drinking water at the doorstep, instead of trekking miles and miles to fetch water. And I am so glad, and I have to thank my brother for making this possible.
Yes.
And I hope I get your number, because you just made a promise. Not only
anybody on here can have my number. So I'm not that way. Anybody who wants to get it, they can get it. So like I said, I'm very open to helping anyone any way I can.
Well, when I saw the water thing when you talked about it and how you can recycle water instead of using the same to wash cars and all of that, I said to myself, whatever he's saying, this is something that will work in the continent of Africa anywhere and everywhere. So I hope I can get you to go to my country, where I have a couple of boreholes that I started 2 years ago, and see how we can improve on those, not just in my country, not just in my village, but other places. and see how we can improve. But the problem is, as you rightfully said towards the end, it's not necessarily us. The
Yes.
politicians tend to dictate for the
Yes.
larger population because they talk more rather than do. And we're the ones who have to act to make things work for our neighbors. And what you're experiencing with family asking you, it's not you alone.
Yes.
Everyone, 99.99% of the people who are listening on the panel or not on the panel, they are experiencing it. So it's a universal thing, and ONPASSIVE is here. That is the excitement. The ONPASSIVE is here to help us resolve all those issues that are there. And we're so blessed that you have not just yourself, but Joshua and your older sons,
Yes.
who have already helped you with the solid foundation to proceed with that. So thank you, Sister Joyce, for bringing this water issue up, because it's just, Lord, that is where we start life. Life starts with water. So at this point, I'm going to call on Sister Queen Naka. Do you have anything about whatever you have in mind? A question for Brother Leon, please proceed. The microphone is yours, Queen Naka. Thank you.
Wow, thank you, Queen Debbie. Hello, everyone. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak about something really important for especially Africa.
Yes.
I'm glad I'm here tonight. Usually, I'm not on this time, Mondays. I'm so busy. So I'm glad I came today. Thank you so much, Brother Leon.
Yes.
This is very, very important subject. And I am glad because I made a promise. I have some priests. Some priests told me about that, providing water to some villages in my country. And I think this is really, really good occasion. I'm glad I'm here. That the promise Brother Leon is making here, it will help all of us. And we will be really working closely. I will be the first one to get your number. Thank you so much.
Yes.
But
And you know, it's kind of funny. I've never been to Africa, and I've always wanted to go. And I
okay.
would love to go there. And we as a group, we can do a blueprint.
Okay.
And that blueprint can start in one village to the next village, to the next village, to the next
Well,
village.
be careful what you're asking for,
Yes.
because
Maybe
definitely
we can start tomorrow.
this thing is grabbing you. Anyway, let's continue.
Anyway,
You guys know my email address. I'm just gonna say it here among people. It's Zulu to clean H2O at AOL.com. That
okay.
I used that ever since I got into the water business, and I always use the same Zulu because all my family members are very tall. My great grandfather used to be like 7'1" or something like that, and they always said, in the history told me that the Zulu tribe in Africa was the tallest tribe. I said, that's where I'm from. I don't know where I'm from, but that's what I say. My ancestors, I said, that's where I'm from. And so even my LLC is Zulu 711 LLC. You know, I that's one I always use. So, you know, it's kind of funny. I always wanted to go to Africa to help, you know, do something that I know that would be appreciated, you know.
That's fantastic. So I just I'm just curious. I have a question. I just want to know what really inspired you to get involved in providing clean water. And I just heard that even solar solution, you are in it too. So what really inspired you? Thank you so much.
Yes. What inspired me was that it's kind of, again, when you grow up poor, like I grew up very poor, very, very poor. I'm from the South. I'm from Alabama. I grew up very poor. The last amount of money I received from my parents was a Kennedy 50 cents piece and a dime. I was 11 years old. I've never received money from my parents since I was 11, or any of my relatives or anyone. I had that drive ever since I was a small kid, that first I have to learn how to earn money, and I did. I learned how to push lawnmowers. I learned how to wash people cars, wash people houses, paint people houses, build people fences, pull weeds, whatever it took. I made my own money. And all the way through till I got ready to go to college, I earned my own money. So, but I also learned that a worth ethics is very important. So I taught my kids that. So I also learned how to be humble. I learned how to be appreciative, be appreciative in life. So that is in my heart. So when I got into my profession, I learned how to clean water, and I said, this could be used anywhere in the world. Why don't everybody just help everybody? And then when I started learning about people drinking really polluted water in the world, I was wondering why. Why does people drinking polluted water when we have all this technology? Matter of fact, and then I started thinking about how people can spend millions and billions of dollars on toys, just toys, and people are starving for water. And then I got to thinking, somebody just probably need a blueprint just to show people that it's easy to help people just with the basic need. And water is a basic need, just a basic, simple, basic need. It's the basic need that you need to survive. So why do people have to drink polluted water? I mean, you could catch water off the house and store it in containers. There's so many ways that you can catch water. But sometimes if your roof is not made to catch water, you got to build a catcher. If it rains all over the world. You can catch water that way, but you have to store that water. And when you store that water, you have to aerate that water. That water can't just be caught and set in a tank because it goes septic. The water has to be circulated. And once it's circulated, air has to hit it. I have to create air bubbles to create the molecules in the water to absorb, because it's H2O, hydrogens and oxygen. So you have to create keep that water clean. And a lot of people don't know they put chlorine in water to make sure that people kill bacteria and stuff in the water, or because chlorine kills on a 1-to-1 ratio. The scientific, I'm not going to get more in the scientific side of the water, but the point is, if you given a lot of people water, you need to put a little chlorine in it to make sure if any bacteria get in the water. But if your system not a closed loop system, something will get into it. But you got to monitor that. If you're giving a lot of people water. But when you come into a small village, you can make closed loop system where you don't have to worry about that. They just drink natural pure water right out of the earth, or catch it off the house, or build catchers. You don't have to put it on the house. You can just have a catcher out in the middle of the open and catch that water and filter it and then bring it right into the house. And so I learned all these things that you can do. So I just said, I just like to share it. Like I said, right before I retired, I had the books on my desk, just sitting there reading all about Habitat for Humanity, the Peace Corps, and there's several other ones where people travel around the world helping people. And I was saying, maybe I can do that for so many months out of the year, at least 6 months out of the year. So that'll allow me to see the world, and then I'll also allow me to help people while I'm doing that. So that just been kind of, basically like giving back, passing it forward, because I've been blessed. I consider, not receiving money from my parents since I was 11 years old, and being able to maintain and succeed is being blessed. So for so long that I want to be able to give back. That's kind of how I look at it.
Oh my
Thank
goodness.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow,
Yes,
Brother Leon.
Yes.
Let me just say this. My husband is not here. He's sleeping because he has a 4 a.m. trip.
Yes, okay.
But I will say this: you are not too old to join Peace Corps.
Yeah.
You can still do that because they will need your expertise out there,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to talk. So that's all I just
Yeah.
wanted to say in terms of you being able to help and share your expertise. But we're going to carry you in our no, you are in my handbag for the trips to the continent of Africa, be it
Yes.
east, west, north, southern. You are coming with us because we need your expertise, and maybe Joshua can tag along at that time.
Yes, we would love to. He constantly builds things with his Legos, and he constantly asks questions all the time. So I can tell that he's going to be at least an engineer, or if not an artist, because he's constantly building stuff. Right now, he's inside building. He just constantly builds all day long. He'll build windmills. He'll build anything because he understands the concept. He asks thousands of questions a day, and I answer his questions every day. And when I don't know, I said, let's Google it. Let's sit down and Google it, or so it's kind of funny. Yeah,
He's
he
nine
would
years
love.
old now or 10.
He's 7.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay, he's 7.
He's
Because
yes.
when I read about him, he was 6. When you talked about him, he was 6. So, and you're
Yeah.
retired at 53.
Yeah.
Okay, all
So
right.
I'm 64 now.
Well, I don't even want to go into the details, but it's all right. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Don't let the cat out of the bag. Not yet. Let no
No,
one
not
be
yet.
fooled.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. That was a very, very provoking question, Queen Naka. Thank you. All
Yeah.
right,
Thank you.
I'm going to, at this stage, stop talking so Dr. Patience can go ahead. I know
Yeah.
she's boiling with her own questions for Brother Leon. Over to you, Queen Dr. P.
A wise man once said that he doesn't ask questions because he trusts the system. So I'm somebody that really doesn't really ask a lot of questions, but I trust the system. But see, today we're talking about our own passive excitement.
Yeah.
But with Engineer Mike Life, they can pull out a topic and it's come now to be it's excitement, which is unnecessary, and one of them will be how to bring clean water around the world. The earth
Yes.
is covered with what 70% of it, about 70% of the earth is covered with water, but a lot of people don't have clean water. So we've seen the caliber of people that unpassive attracts, right? People don't
Yeah.
believe in unpassive, but unpassive attract a lot of high caliber people like our brother here,
Yeah.
Leon. If you see his background, his work ethic.
Mm.
So you've shared what is dear to all of us. Clean water, you've shared the fact that you are like your big pocket in your family. And we've said that a lot of us here, they see us like the big pocket in our family, and we don't even have big pockets. Okay.
Yeah.
Our pockets are not that big.
Yeah.
But we are blessed that we can have that to bless our
Yes.
family. But now
Yes.
we really, based on what you've just said, we're so excited that Unpassive come that we can teach them how to fish to kind of cut the charity begins at home and go to the wider world and help, because you can always only stretch yourself so much. So we've talked about we don't have to wait for the government side. But I want to
Right.
thank you for the way that you're so selfless in sharing your knowledge, because you want to bless people. And Unpassive was just that platform for you. And
Yes.
I can see how after this AJ live today, on a historical day, because it's the first live after our historical announcement on Friday. So
Yes.
you actually came on a historical day on AJ Live. And trust me, you're going to go viral. Everybody will be asking for your information,
Yes.
Yes.
because and Dr. John was staying almost like in a farm in Cameroon for 6 weeks, and he had to do his own water filter. Just take one of the water bottles and build the different layers, the different sand, and all the. We're not going to go to the television just to get the clean water, but we really need that blueprint.
Yes.
Mm.
So they've already asked you the provocative question on your interest on going to that topic, but this is a very important topic that is dear in all our hearts, because we
Yes.
cannot have an earth covered with above 71% water, and we're struggling with clean water. Clean water, can you believe it?
Yes.
And I thought I had a question, but as I said, you've said a lot of things that is just, and let me use our inside joke, mind blowing. So please don't laugh. It's mind blowing. Brother Leon, we are really grateful to have you today on this show. You talked about teaching people how to fish, and
Yes.
ONPASSIVE is going to give us that opportunity to teach people how to fish.
Yes. Yes.
You have inspired me.
Thank
At
you.
the age of 11, you
Yes.
self-sponsor yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, most of us here didn't grow rich, but I don't think we got to that point that we self-sponsor ourselves. In a way, yes, I used to get up 5 a.m. in the morning to go to the farm before I go to school, but at least I wasn't missing a meal. So, and I didn't sponsor myself. This is the type of story that we should share. To
Yes.
see somebody, even with that, you're so humble. You're so humble. You say that I learned to be humble, because some people say, "Oh, I made myself. I'm self-made," right? But you see, you're still saying that God blessed me.
Yes.
When we were blessed 90 years ago to go to Katrina, all this Habitat, Peace Corps, it's funny because it's all things that have gone through my head. But being the so-called deep pocket in the family, you hold yourself back in some of this charity work that you want to do. But I remember after Katrina went to Louisiana to build houses,
Yes.
and you see people lost everything, and they just had like a very there was one lady just hold on one picture. That was her only memory was a picture, one picture frame.
Yes.
But the fact that people went out there to bless them, to rebuild their house for them,
Yes.
that is the spirit. And my brother, that's the spirit you've shown us today. If anybody doesn't tap on that, your excitement while you join ONPASSIVE, the excitement that you can bring clean water, the excitement that you can share your knowledge, the excitement that you can free a generation from your family. No, we free our family, generation of family from asking, from borrowing that they will never, I call it bad debt.
Yes.
That excitement that you can see that will come, and then you can go. My sister is trying to recruit you on Peace Corps already. Go out there to touch life. Why should I even bother to ask you a question? You said it all. As I said, I trust the process. But I want to ask you one question.
Okay.
It's just curiosity.
Yeah.
How do you engage a 6, 7-year-old? He says he's 7.
7.
Engage and nurture that. I know our brain are like sponge. How did you do it? Because sharing your story can help people that have young kids to get them that mindset that young. Because if we can nurture the mind when it is young,
Yes.
the world will be different.
Well,
So how did you nurture that mind?
you know, here's the here's the thing. You know, when we are young parents, we always out working, we're working all the time, and we got to go work on the job. We on that job 8, 9, 10, 12 hours. And when we come home, we're tired. We don't have time. The kids are saying something to us and we don't even hear them. But we trying to hear them, but we don't hear them. But I'm retired. I'm looking for someone to talk to. You know, it's like when he gets out of school or when he's with me on the weekend, he and I are the only 2 people in the house. And I have to make sure that I listen to him. And when you listen closely, they ask you specific questions and you answers, and then they keep learning. So it's a privilege to be able to now raise a kid and not have that be away from them that length of time. My two older sons, either although they turned out really good, one is a biomedical engineer and the other one is a contractor and he's in the biomedical engineer field. He's a angiodynamics, where he trains surgeons to do the rotor, the veins and things where he trained. He's seen more surgeries than most young surgeons, most older surgeons, because he's in a surgical room almost every single day teaching surgeons these techniques with the company called Angiodynamics. You can, and then my middle one, he's a biomedical engineer. He actually does cancer diagnostic, where a company called DACO, where they diagnose cancer when they have a surgery, stuff like that. He got his degree, but the older one got his degree in political science and pre-law. But I never tell my kids, if you finish school, or it's when you finish college, not high school. It's when you finish college. It's the mindset that I made sure that I instilled into them when they was very, very young, because I knew education is key. Now they're telling kids today, because a lot of young kids are making a lot of money, but there's no discipline behind it. There's no discipline. You can hear it every day on the news. Young kids are now 16, 17 years old making 50,000 a month, 60,000 a month, but there's no discipline behind that, what they're making, and they living high and they doing things. But I learned a long time ago to be humble and to teach my kids to be humble. And when I grew up, I grew up very poor, and I always made sure that I instilled into them, or not let them ever see that poor side, to let them look at the brighter side. And now their kids needs to, going to be the legacy of them, and they teach them further. And that's what I do for Joshua. I make sure that I spend more, which I do spend a lot of time with him. And so he and I travel together. We on vacation together, and I can't wait for him to be out of school. As soon as he's out of school, we on the road, we traveling, because that's the only time I get to travel. And so I get to go a lot of places, and he get to go too. And so I'm from a little small town where a lot of the kids don't even go to the beach, and it's only 8 miles away. So he gets to go everywhere across the country. As soon as I get his passport, we're gonna be traveling everywhere. So that's kind of way I taught him, and I taught my older sons the same way. My older son now, my grandkids have gone more countries than I have, because I taught my son to make sure that that for them to travel. So it's how you pass it on to the kids. You just instill it into them. That's what you're gonna do. You don't ask them what they want to do. You just tell them this is what you're going to do. As far as education, if you give them a choice, they're going to choose the easy choice, or choose the choice telling them to choose. No, you the parent, you have to tell them, this is the path I have for you.
Thank you, Brother Leon. That answer have just bred my ONPASSIVE excitement. That
Yes.
ONPASSIVE is going to help some of us, the young parents, that are upcoming young parents,
Yes.
to have the time freedom to spend with their kids. And from your response to every young parent that's listening, not only to spend with their kids, not just to spoil them, but to also make them understand the discipline, not just take the money, and the discipline behind it. And
Yes.
that travel is education. That's
Yes.
really true. Travel too is education. And most of us don't have the time to travel. We didn't have the income to travel with our children. As you said, we're young, we're struggling. We're the pocket of the family. We're the pocket for the children. We're the pocket for the parents. We didn't have the opportunity. But that your response just increased my ONPASSIVE excitement that we're really going to have that financial freedom to nurture the next generation in the right way. Thank you, my brother, for coming and sharing your knowledge with us today and your thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Queen.
Over to you, Queen.
Thank you. You always challenge. I just love what you said. And that takes me back to you, Brother Leon. I know you're from a family of 10.
Yes.
And you have 4 sisters and 6 brothers.
Correct.
And
Yes.
in this excitement and in your ONPASSIVE journey, and the engineering background that you have with your sons,
Yeah.
which of your siblings, I know you're the first to go to college anyway, so how
Exactly.
which of your siblings did you get to join you in this excitement in which we are? Did you
I
have
s-
to get,
Go ahead.
go ahead, please.
No, go ahead. I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna let you finish.
I was just trying to see, because if you have the 10 of you and you have six brothers, I don't know where you fit in the equation in terms of empowering them and bringing them onto the mindset of having something other than what you experienced as a child growing up.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to know which of them has been able to be in this movement where you are.
Every last one of them, all 10 of them. It was easy. My sister was first because she and I was born on the same birthday in February 16th. We were born 1 year apart on the same date. We are very close. We talk to each other all the time. She was the first. No matter what I say, she said, I believe you. Let's go. When I went to college to Berea, she followed me to Berea. So, you got that sister who believes. When people believe in you, they know. And when I tell them about, let's say, for example, I tell my sister something about an investment, they do it. They don't ask questions because they know that I have provided for them for a long time. And so none of my sisters are married. I've done a lot for them. So, and they know, so they don't ask questions. They say, if you say it, we're gonna do it. That kind of thing. But I have a couple of brothers, three brothers. I had to get my cousin to get them to join. We didn't identify. They didn't identify. Oh no, they fought me hand tooth and nail. But when I got my cousin, who was closer to them, because they're the younger brothers, they didn't identify with me, but she was able to identify with them, and so now they all in.
Wow, I am so honored to hear that. And
Yeah,
does any of them still live in Munford, Alabama?
yeah, they in Mumford, Alabama. All of them in Mumford, Alabama.
Okay,
Ex- And
awesome,
matter of
awesome.
fact, my older brother who was here in California just went back last month. He retired. I got him the job where he was working for the company that I left, and I got him a job, and he retired from that company, and he's now moved back to Alabama. So I'm the only one, and my two oldest, my three sons, the only ones that live here in Southern California now. They're all in
That is
Alabama,
a great
North Alabama.
support system.
Yeah,
You have a great support system, and we applaud you for
yeah.
that. And are you still in touch with Right Reverend Desmond Tutu's daughter that you met while in college?
Oh, yeah. I'm not in touch with her. The last that I knew that she was in Nashville.
Nashville,
Yeah,
Tennessee?
yeah, Nashville, Tennessee, and she was a professor. I knew she was writing, but I went to school with her and Naomi and Patricia, and I was in the class with one of them. But I used to hang out at Father Parker's house. He was a campus minister, and we always hang out there and cook, and that's how I learned how to eat African food. I think I was eating fufu, and
Oh, cool.
that's how I learned to eat. They You guys got some pepper, man. Listen, they made something dish. It was so delicious. It smelled so good. It was with chicken and greens, and had the hot pepper, and then we had the food, the big sweet dough. We mix it, and we reach and grab it. And I put them in my mouth, and it blistered my mouth. It was so good. I kept eating because it was so good. But yeah, so I used to hang out with them there. So I didn't stay in touch with them after I left college. So so it's kind of hard, because everybody go their own way. And I think they went on to graduate school and different places. And I went to work right away.
That's okay. It's all right. You're just making everyone giggle from from
Yeah.
your experiences. Thank you
Yes,
so
this is
much. I'm
yeah,
not going to. I have to call on our one lovely queen sister, Dr. Benny, who has been dying to
yeah,
share her
yeah,
questions for you. Thank you
yeah.
so much, Brother Leon. Dr. Benny,
Am I audible? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I found out that the host muted me. So I want to make sure that I'm ready. Huh. Greetings.
Greetings.
Yes.
Before I proceed, I want to take this special moment
Yeah.
to thank our Heavenly Father for bringing each and everyone here. I want to thank Him again for sending our visionary to all of us. Because if it wasn't for him, you and I will not be here, Brother Leon,
Thank you.
our visionary.
Yes.
If it wasn't for him. And just to let you all know that ONPASSIVE is owned by God.
Yes.
But he assigned, he called somebody to take control of this ONPASSIVE. And this person decided to answer the call and say, I will do it. And he made this statement, either I do or I die. He is here to correct corruption, to eradicate poverty, and to uplift humanity. This visionary, he is not selfish, just like you, brother. Since I found out that you guys have 10 siblings, this our visionary, his name is Mr. Ash Mufaria. I just want the whole world to know the best CEO in the world.
Yes.
Brother Leon, welcome
Yes. Well,
to
thank
this
you.
amazing.
Yeah.
I just want to welcome you before I proceed to ask my question. And I
Okay.
want to thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank the panelists. I want to thank you all for coming. Sorry, there was some problems that I couldn't get in. But when I came in, you were leaving.
Yes.
Anyway, I heard you talking about drinking water
Yes.
and you talk about education.
Yes.
I mean, I do have like 20 questions to ask, but I know we don't have that much time.
Okay. Okay.
Anyway, first, I know you talk about certifications, like being a Black man,
Yeah.
you need to have those sets, you need to have education. But
Yes.
a lot of people don't really understand that education is the key to success. Without education, to me, I am nothing. To be good is not good enough. You have to exceed the expectation.
Yes.
Now, brother,
Yes.
knowing that you have all this education, and let me say you are the big brother in your
Yeah.
family, I know that you nurtured your children. Say, hey, I want you to do this, do this. This is how we have, I'll just say, all our Africans, you guys have to
Yes.
do this. I'm telling you, tell your children, instill into them
Yes.
that education is the key.
It's the key.
Because when I'm looking for a job, one of the jobs they said you must have a PhD. I'm not lying.
Yep.
Okay. But the question I want to ask for the school before I go to the water is
Okay.
this. You being the first or the second, having this education, if I'm your junior sister, and let's say you have a master's, so I
Yes.
decide to have a master's, will you be angry? Will you say
No.
that I'm competing with you? Why am I competing with you? Will you say that?
No.
You'll
No.
be
I
so
will not.
happy that at least your
Yes.
junior sister decided to say, hey, let me go to school. Let me be like my brother, right?
Yes.
Africans will not do that, brother.
You have to. They have to let that go. You have to encourage, even for them to go higher.
Brother,
Yes.
I appreciate you.
Yes. They have to go higher. You know, my sister followed right behind me and went to the same college. And for those who you don't know, Berea College is a tuition-free school for anybody around the world. You get in, it's tuition-free. It's the only school. It's the only school of its kind in the whole United States. When you guys get off this line, Google Berea College. Every student has to work 10 hours a week on campus. When I graduated from college, I could say I have 4 years experience of work with my education, and I was able to get job. Berea College is the only tuition-free school. They like to have. That's how I met all the African students.
Engineer Leon,
Pardon me?
can you write it to the look on here? We have a chat there. You can put it there so that people can see it. Thank you.
Yeah,
Name of the college. Thank you, sir.
Berea College.
Engineer Mike, I can do it since he's speaking. I have the details.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
BER.
put it there. Put it on the chat here so that I
Yeah,
can put it.
I'm going to
Okay.
type it because I don't want to interrupt his flow.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry about that. My bad. Yeah. I'm just excited.
It's Berea College, Berea, Kentucky.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, forget about the B, but Berea College of Berea, Kentucky. I'm not quite. And when I graduated from college, I had 2 degrees. So when you Google it, Kentucky, that's where it is, and that the zip code is 404. That's why, like I said, there's a lot of Africans was there. I met kids from Kenya, Nairobi, Ethiopia, every part of Africa. They were going. They knew about it, and they get to go to school there, and it's tuition free. And every kid that goes to school there works on campus, and you can get any major pretty much there. And so since I've been there, they may even have the master program there now, but before they didn't. But it's one of the, if you Google it, it's one of the top 10 liberal arts college in the United States, and it's always up there with Harvard and Thomas Aquinas and Berea. It's one of the top schools, and almost every kid leave there go on to get their master's or PhD. It's like a 89% success. So
Wow.
So you guys need to check it out. You know anybody need to go there and wants to go there, you check it out and get in touch with me again, because I can put in a good word for you.
Oh, I'll be getting in touch with you, my brother.
Yeah.
We
I need a phone number in the
will
first
be
place.
getting in touch with you.
Yeah, one of my good friends used to be, he just retired. He was a recruiter for them. He would recruit the kids in the South, like Birmingham, Alabama, all throughout the South. And they trying to get more African-American kids to go to school there. It's in the center of Appalachia. Not too far from Lexington, Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky University is near Lexington, Kentucky, which is UK. So it's a really good school.
All right. I can proceed, right?
Yeah, proceed.
Okay. First, I am being should I say a Black American.
Yes.
What I have noticed, anyway, I noticed that you are the best daddy in the whole wide world, especially because you try to instill education to your children.
Yes.
I love that, because when you leave the world, your children now will be able to instill into their own children. So that's how it is.
That's how it works.
Yes, that's how it works. Now, being a Black American, I'm just surprised that you love Africans. You want to go to, no, I'm serious.
Yes.
Because of, I have been here for 30 something years, and I see the way some of the Americans behave towards us. But you want to go to Africa to help us?
Yes, I do.
May the Lord bless you, guide you, protect you wherever you go, and your children. Now, when it comes to this drinking water, what I notice anyway, drinking water every day is very important to our health.
Yes.
Because it will prevent hydration, maintain balance of the body fluids, increases the diety and metabolism, and it's also going to prevent diseases or illnesses, and it will reduce joint pain. Now, do you know of how does you know about lead, like lead, right?
Yep.
Okay, so how does lead get into water?
By leachate, but is leachate into it. Like the pipe, when the water sits in the pipe, it's by absorption. And see, there's a thing called adsorption and absorption. By absorption, while the water sitting in the pipe, the lead absorbs into the water. When you turn it on the tap the first thing in the morning, you're getting a heavy dose of lead if it's lead in the pipe. That's how they test it. They test lead for water. The first draw in the morning time, the first water come out of the pipe, it's going to have the heavy concentration of lead, and that's how they do it. And you know, lead it leads to impotent, and lead leads to, it gets into the brain. You know, the poison for kids. And the, you know, like kids used to eat the lead-based paint off the wall, and it's a neurotoxin to the brains and stuff like that. It's the same way in the water.
So are you saying that in the morning, let's say if you want to drink water, which I know I don't like to drink tap water.
Oh, don't, not here, don't. It's bad.
So if you want to open, like let's say you want to drink the tap water, you want to open it, let it pour first.
Let it
pour
flow.
out.
Let it flow out and let it drain your pipes first, because that way you for sure not. You know how people brush their teeth in the morning time? They walk in the bathroom and they grab the thing and maybe brush their teeth and clog with the water. Let that water run a few minutes to clear it out of the pipe and get some the water, because that water that's sitting in the pipe, it gets the heaviest concentration of lead right away. And a lot of people don't know that. And the older the house, the more prevalent the lead poisoning is.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you one more and I leave you. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
How does U.S. water quality compare to the rest of the world? U.S. water.
Okay. U.S. water, the older the city, the worse the pipes are, the worse the quality of the water. The water itself, like for instance, New York has the old aqueduct. That water is really good coming out of New York, old aqueduct system, because a lot of that aqueduct absorbs, acts as a filtration. A lot of people don't know that because it's an old brick. But when you get to a city that has the older pipes, that's corroded, then you're going to have a lot more problem. It contaminates the water. Probably before the water gets in there, it's not contaminated, but for way to get there. But in the U.S., we have so many. They passed the Clean Water Act in 1979, and the Clean Water Act makes sure that every water that runs in a municipality that feeds a larger population of people has to have a trace amount of chlorine in it, 0.08, in the furthest destination of the system. That's why your water got so much chlorine in it. It killing a lot of the cancer causing, or not cancer causing, but the disease causing bacteria or that's in the pipe. But however, THC, which is called trihalomethane, is this organic material mixed with the chlorine. It creates carcinogenic, which is a cancer causing. So that's the reason why it's based on the city. Like for instance, if you're in the state of Oregon, you can drink the water out of the tap. It's really good. If you're in the state of Washington State, the water is good up there. But if you further south you get, because all the California water comes from the Northern California, comes through an aqueduct. Where by the time that water hits Southern California, every dead tree, a dog, a cat, a cow have fallen in that water. They just filter it. You're drinking that. So they just know how to treat it with chlorine and kill the things, the sites, giardia, the things that causing bacteria. And then you still drink it. That's the reason hardly anybody drink the water, and they drink bottled water. And they don't realize bottled water is just as bad, because the plastic it sits in the warehouse leaches out the from the plastic. You know, so that's why you want a water bottle that you can get filtered water in that doesn't leaches into the water. So there's so many different ways, but we become accustomed to doing it, drinking it. Then if you're in the South, if you own your own well system, chances are your water is cleaner. So it varies throughout the whole United States, but because we have the Clean Water Act of 1979, we know how to treat the water to don't cause you diseases. It doesn't mean that it's better, but it just means that we know how to filter out the pollutants, or it doesn't make the water taste good because they use all kinds of chemicals like alum or polymers to coagulate and settlement all the total dissolved solids in the water to make them fall out. As long as our water is clear, the turbidity and we got chlorine in it, it's good to go. But I can treat water to where you don't get all of that crap in it. And so you just learn how to do it. And so if I had that's what I was saying, I'm going to buy myself a ranch where I can have my own well, so I can have my own water system, so I don't have to worry about that. And Joshua grow up having to drink that.
I will be quiet at this moment, despite the fact I have a lot of questions. But since we don't have that much time, I will hand it over to Queen Debbie. And thank you again for coming. I want to thank the whole world about ONPASSIVE. Oh, connect! Oh, connect! Oh, connect! Sorry. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Dr. Benny. Thank you, Brother Leon.
Thank you.
This is just going to be a few seconds, and I know that you have fought for a lot of things, and one of the excitement which I was hoping to hear is about how you can change municipal waste to fertilizer. But maybe that's something we can talk about another time, because
I ran a $53 million facility. I know all about it.
All right. So Engineer Mike, make sure you bring him back.
Yes.
He's coming for the 100 series anniversary.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I'll be here, but
that's
for now,
now it's 97. On Thursday is 98. So the next week Thursday.
I will not be here. So
okay.
Thank you so much. It was such an honor. So we have not heard from our brother, our king, Engineer Mike, and we made you talk for so long. You know, and all these, we are all hovering over you. So Engineer Mike, the microphone is yours, please.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. My brother Leon Holiday, I just want to say thank you. You people see him here today because myself we've been talking about a lot of things in the background. And 90% of those questions that you people ask has already been answered, because we are working not just for working's sake. We are working because we love engineering. We have a lot together, and you people will see us when the time is ready. So you have to go here. He knows everywhere he has to go to. Okay.
Yes.
We'll be working on all of this, and he knows what to do at what time. So I just want to tell you, thank you, you people, upon everything that you heard about him. My brother Leon Holiday has certifications that he can work for 15 more, like cities and states. You call it states in the United States. We call it provinces here.
Yeah.
He can work in 15 more states. His certifications are so many. The highest level of water, wastewater treatment, he has all of that.
Yes.
So when you want to talk about him, when I was telling him, I'm like, hey, Leon, let me tell you something today. Okay. I am NICET certified level 4. Okay.
Yes.
I'm NICET certified level 4.
Yes.
I'm also NACE certified level 4. NACE is a national, the American Institute of Corrosion Engineers. I'm level 4 certified.
Wow, that's good.
Yeah,
that's great. I didn't know that. That's excellent. Yes.
Yep. And I'm NICET level 4 as well. National Institute for the Certification of Engineering Technology in the US, level 4 as well.
Yes.
So I'm level 4 NICET, level 4 NACE.
Wow.
That's what I was using while working in the construction industry.
Wow, that's amazing. Yep.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you for coming. I don't really have no question to say. I just want to appreciate you and to tell you again that we will want you to come on the next week Thursday is our 100th series of this live. We want you to be our guest again, you and Gusminda, because Gusminda did not finish his own. So
Yeah.
both of you
Okay.
and Gusminda will be on us with us on that 100 one, so that
Okay.
people can ask more questions.
Okay.
My thing with you is that when I approach you,
Yes.
the simplicity, the same like when people approach me, I'm simple and down to earth to them.
Yep. Sure.
Talk to them with respect, and that is how friendship should be. And
Yes.
that is how leadership should be. We want to appreciate you with this. You see these beautiful women on here.
Mhm.
I respect them. They are my bosses, right?
Yes.
Dr. Pat can just get up and kick me out. You know,
Yes.
she
I
has
want to
all the
say
power.
something. I want to say
Yeah.
something quick about that.
Go.
All the women that we have here, we all, not only just you and me, we all have the knowledge to make something big and something good, because we want it. Number one, and Dr. Benny and Dr. I forgot her.
Dr. Patience?
Dr. Bishop, yeah, and all the doctors on here and all the people on there, we have what it takes. We can make anything happen, and we have the knowledge, and we just need to support each other, and that's it. And we can do it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you, brother. So
Yeah.
you see Joyce Hicks as well. We have
Yes.
someone which are not here today. We have Listra.
Yes.
We have Jennifer Dickinson. We
Mhm.
have Ivy Mix and Amina and Yasmin. Those ones are in the UK. They used to join us here at 4 a.m. in the morning. Who again, Doc?
Kala.
Oh, Sister Carla. So
And
it's a
the,
team
and
of
the Singapore lady.
Ben Bridget and
Engineer Bridget Hampton.
all ladies.
All ladies.
That's
To
right.
all of them. I mean, they have, when you hear, we had a series that they were talking about on passive technology, you would have come to learn. I mean, like the words that were coming from their mouth, I'm like, wow, am I the most stupid one here or what? I mean, like they know what they're saying, right?
Yes.
So with this team, this is a team that will go around the world, go to Africa in particular, and help those people who really need help.
Yes.
You know, the wastewater and water management, all of that, technologies, bless people, you know, this is the team. And, you know, we just need to enforce it, and we know, put down in writing what we need to do, our goals, and we make that happen. So
Yes.
we'll be working with my brother Leon a lot. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Yes.
And without doing anything, I'll hand it to you now, Brother Leon. If you have a last word for us, then our able moderator can close off for the day. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. I just want to say thank everybody, and thank you for inviting me, and thanks for the support, you know, because you guys asking very supportive questions and stuff like that, and those questions that you guys ask, it educate all of us, and I learn a lot from you guys as well. So, you know, it's a two-way street. Learning is a two-way street, you know, and so that's how I always look at it, the interaction. I never hold back what I know, even when I should. I like to talk to people and share knowledge. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you very much. You resonate with us, because that is what I myself and all the leaders here that will teach. All this our panel is for teaching. I started it by myself, right? I was going by myself, bringing topics. I'll be teaching. Yeah. So then I discovered there were so many people who were typing. Joyce Higgs, Dr. Patience, Dr. Benny, Naka. Wow. They will be writing, and Mama Debbie, they'll be writing a lot on the chat. I'm like, no, make it more interactive. Let's bring it to the panel than just me like by myself, just talking and talking and talking. If we bring more leaders here, they can be breaking it down. It will be much more interactive. They used to type everything that I say, okay? Like I will give a concept, I will give the definition, they will type it all. I'm like, wow. So people used to scrabble. So I'm like, okay, let's look for a modern way to do it. Let's come to a panel. Then we discover this platform. Boom, they will started doing this. So we just want to thank everybody, our listeners, and everybody. Over to you, Mama Debbie. I'm done.
Thank you so much. Where do I start? By thanking our panelists, by thanking our guests, Brother Leon. We are so honored, and our host for creating this forum for us. And this is a very, very historic Monday for us because All Connect is here with us to stay. So let us celebrate that by saying in it to win it. And we'll see you again on Thursday, and next week, every Monday and Thursday, we'll be here. So let's say in it to win it, and that will be the end of our gathering.
In it to win
To
it.
win it.
We're in it to win it.